Have you ever found yourself in that desperate grip, just clinging to control when life throws you a total curveball?
Oh, absolutely. We all do it.
Maybe it's a project at work spiraling or, a personal setback or even just the everyday chaos that seems impossible to order.
Yeah, that feeling like if you just hold on tighter, control more, somehow it'll all magically fall into place.
Exactly. But what if?
Yeah.
What if that very act of holding on is like actually making suffering last longer? What if it's keeping us completely stuck?
It's such a profound paradox, isn't it? This counterintuitive idea that real strength and peace and even freedom might actually come from the courageous act of surrender, acceptance.
That's exactly what we're getting into today, right?
It is. We're doing a deep dive, exploring insights from psychology, philosophy, and some pretty amazing personal stories, too. We want to understand how letting go could be the maybe surprising path to resilience.
Okay, so you mentioned this natural inclination we have to manage everything, keep all the plates spinning. How does that actually show up? I mean, I keep thinking of learning to float.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Yeah.
Remember that feeling? At first, it's terrifying. Your instinct is to flail,
Mm.
fight the water,
Yep.
exert control.
Uh-huh. You don't trust it.
Right. But the second you actually let go, the moment you just trust the water,
Mm.
it's suddenly so liberating,
Yeah.
relaxing even.
And you realize the water was always there, ready to hold you up. It perfectly illustrates why we cling psychologically.
Yeah, so.
Well, we hold on so tight because of these deep-seated fears. We worry, right? If we let go, things will go wrong, we'll get hurt, bad stuff will happen.
Okay, that makes sense. Fear of the unknown.
Exactly. And sometimes there's this hidden belief, too, like maybe we don't actually deserve support or for things to work out unless we're constantly managing them.
Oh, that's deep.
Mm.
The unworthiness piece.
It can be. And underneath it all, often, is just a fundamental lack of trust. Fear of relying on others or truly believing things might actually be okay without our constant micromanagement.
And the price.
Mm-hmm.
The cost of always being in that controlling mode. It's huge, isn't it?
Affecting
Our well-being, our connections.
It's immense. Think about what gets lost. Joy, peace, simple freedom.
It feels like trying to navigate fog with a totally rigid map. You're so focused on sticking to the plan, you miss the sunshine, you miss the interesting detours.
Right, exhaust your energy fighting the current instead of learning to flow with it. It kills creativity, which needs space and spontaneity.
And, crucially, it pushes people away, doesn't it? Real connection, collaboration that requires letting go of some control, being open.
Precisely. And this leads directly to what we often call the cycle of suffering.
Okay, what's that exactly?
When we deny or suppress pain, maybe we put on a brave face. Wear that mask, it doesn't just vanish.
It festers.
It perpetuates this cycle of resistance, the bottled up stuff. It intensifies, builds up, leads to more stress, anxiety, sometimes depression.
And we make it worse ourselves, too.
We do. We add layers of suffering by judging the experience, calling it bad, unacceptable, telling ourselves it shouldn't be happening.
So we get trapped in these negative stories about ourselves, about the world.
Exactly. It just amplifies the emotions and makes it incredibly hard to find any kind of peace or solace.
Okay, so clinging is exhausting. It creates suffering. If holding on is so costly, what's the alternative? How do we break free? Which brings us to acceptance.
Yes, acceptance.
But let's clear something up first, because
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, acceptance sounds like, well, just giving up, rolling over. Is that it?
That's such a crucial distinction to make. No, acceptance is not resignation. It's not passive at all.
Okay, so what is it?
It's an active choice. It's
Yeah.
about consciously deciding to release the struggle against the things you cannot change. It's not saying you like the painful situation
Right.
or approve of it.
It's not condoning it.
Not at all. It's about embracing reality as it is, accepting people, situations, without that constant judgment or resistance.
You mentioned DBT, radical acceptance.
Yes, radical acceptance is a concept from dialectical behavior therapy. It's powerful. It means acknowledging your emotions, the situation, without denying it, avoiding it, or ignoring it.
And that helps how?
It shifts you. It moves you away from purely emotional reactions towards calmer, more logical thought. DBT calls it accessing your wise mind, that place where emotional reasoning and rational thought find a balance, leading to more thoughtful action.
That difference between pain being inevitable, but suffering being optional almost, arising from our resistance, that really changes things, doesn't it?
It really can. It's a fundamental shift.
Can you say more about how just making that mental switch can lessen the burden?
Well, think about it. Pain happens. Loss, disappointment, injury, these things cause pain. It's part of being human.
Sure. Unavoidable sometimes.
But suffering, that's often what happens when we cling to the pain, when we insist it shouldn't be this way, when we fight the reality of it.
We add extra layers.
Exactly. When we accept that pain is part of the deal, we stop adding those extra layers of suffering that come from resistance and judgment and denial. We actually allow ourselves to process the pain instead of getting stuck fighting it.
Okay, but you mentioned earlier sometimes acceptance isn't the right call.
Absolutely vital point. Radical acceptance is not about passively enduring situations where your physical, emotional, or mental health is genuinely at risk.
Like abuse
Or
or harassment, burnout.
precisely. If you're in an abusive relationship, facing harassment, dealing with severe burnout acceptance is not the answer. That would prevent necessary change, boundary setting, self-preservation.
So it applies to what cannot be changed. Right now, at least, not things that demand action.
Exactly. It's about acknowledging the reality of the things outside your immediate control, not resigning yourself to harm.
Okay. So once we grasp what acceptance truly is and isn't, what are the practical steps? How do we actually start cultivating this freedom, this emotional agility? Where do we begin?
A really great place to start, a foundational skill, is mindfulness.
Okay. We hear that word a lot.
And for good reason. It's incredibly powerful because it's all about cultivating awareness and acceptance of the present moment. It helps you stay calm, observe your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away, especially during emotional pain.
So it builds that baseline awareness. What comes next?
Building on that, there are some key emotional regulation skills. First, and maybe the most vital, is learning to create space.
Space.
Between what?
Between the trigger, the event or thought that sparks an emotion, and your reaction. Emotions often happen fast, right?
But lightning sometimes.
Yeah. So the gift you give yourself is a pause. Just a moment. Take a breath. Slow down that instant between stimulus and response. Literally create a breath-sized gap.
That sounds so simple, but I bet it's incredibly hard in the moment, especially when emotions are running high. It is hard. The momentum of our habitual reactions is strong. We're often wired for quick responses, but even practicing catching yourself for a fraction of a second, that becomes a conscious pause. It takes practice.
Okay, so create space. What's next?
After that pause, the next step is noticing what you feel. And I mean physically. Become aware of your body. Is your stomach tight? Heart racing? Tension in your jaw, your neck?
Tuning into the physical symptoms?
Yes. Your body gives you so many clues about your underlying emotions, and just observing these sensations without judging them can actually start to lessen some of the emotional intensity.
Interesting. So just noticing helps. Then what?
Then, the crucial step, naming what you feel. Try to identify the emotion. Is it anger, sadness, disappointment, fear, maybe a mix?
Putting a label on it.
Exactly. Naming it helps you gain a sense of control, strangely enough, and it prepares you to maybe communicate it later, and then accepting the emotion itself.
Accepting the feeling.
Yeah. Recognizing that emotions are normal, they're natural human responses. Instead of judging yourself, I shouldn't feel this angry, practice some self-compassion. Give yourself grace. It's okay to feel what you feel. It doesn't make you weak.
So space, notice, name, accept. That's the micro level in the moment.
Yeah.
What about the bigger picture? Shifting perspective.
Great question. Beyond regulating specific emotions, we can work on shifting our whole perspective. This involves challenging the narratives, the stories we tell ourselves about situations.
All kind of stories.
Like, if you assume someone's action was a personal attack, pause. Ask yourself, what else could be going on? What other explanations are possible?
Trying to see it differently.
Yes, and a powerful technique here is using just like me. If you find yourself assigning a negative motive to someone, try adding just like me silently to yourself.
How did that work?
It reminds you they're also just a human, imperfect, probably trying their best, dealing with their own stuff, just like you. It fosters empathy and helps you detach from feeling personally targeted.
That's really useful. And I guess positive self-talk fits in here too.
Absolutely essential. When emotions are high, that inner critic can get really loud, really negative.
Oh, yeah.
So consciously replace that harsh self-talk with more empathetic, encouraging statements. Things like, I always try so hard, or this is really tough right now, but I can handle this. It helps mitigate the negativity without denying the reality of the situation.
And ultimately, it leads to choosing your response, right?
That's the goal. Recognizing you always have a choice in how you react. You don't have to be ruled by impulse. Even if the choice is simply to say, I'm feeling angry, instead of yelling. That's a huge step.
Okay, this makes a lot of sense for managing emotions. Now, you mentioned non-attachment earlier. How does that connect to finding freedom?
Non-attachment is key to true freedom. And let's be clear, it's not about not caring. It's about letting go of your attachment to specific outcomes, to how you think things absolutely must be.
Okay, how do we practice that?
One foundational way is to define success on your own terms. Stop chasing external standards or someone else's definition of a good life. What does fulfillment mean to you authentically? Set your own criteria.
That takes pressure off, I imagine. And embracing uncertainty, is that part of it?
A huge part. Embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. Trying to control every single outcome isn't just impossible, it's a recipe for constant stress and anxiety.
So it's about flowing with the twists and turns.
Yes, finding growth in unexpected places. It means trusting your ability to adapt even when the path ahead is completely unclear. That's a powerful form of surrender.
You also mentioned equanimity. What's that?
Practice equanimity. It means cultivating this deep inner steadiness, maintaining your mental, your physical composure, regardless of what's happening around you.
Not getting swept away by the highs or the lows.
Exactly. It allows you to respond calmly to challenges instead of reacting impulsively. That inner balance is incredibly liberating.
And finally, on this path, it sounds like reflection is important.
Definitely. Reflect and learn. Reflection is like holding up a mirror to your soul. It helps you see patterns, uncover lessons from experiences, both the good and the bad.
So you can actually integrate the growth.
Yes. It's how you gain insights for the future. And crucially, stay committed to growth. This isn't a one-and-done thing. Keep learning. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who encourage you. See challenges as opportunities to keep developing. The journey is ongoing.
You know, what's really striking is how these ideas surrender, acceptance, they aren't new fads from modern psychology, are they?
Not at all. This is ancient wisdom, truly. Philosophies across millennia have grappled with this exact paradox, control versus letting go.
Like Stoicism.
Absolutely. Thinkers like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, their core message: accept what's outside your control. Focus only on what you can influence, your thoughts, your reactions, your choices.
It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.
That's Epictetus.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Stoics believed peace comes from aligning with a rational universe, understanding some things are fated, and our real freedom lies in how we respond.
Eastern philosophies touch on this too, don't
Oh, very much so. Concepts like karma in Hinduism, actions having reactions that shape your future, or dharma, your duty, your path, they suggest destiny is fluid, influenced by your actions and acceptance of your role.
Buddhism too, with non-attachment.
Yes, Buddhism emphasizes karma as well, but the ultimate goal is nirvana, liberation from suffering. And how? By understanding impermanence and practicing non-attachment, realizing that clinging to anything, even good outcomes, creates suffering.
And Taoism.
Taoism teaches living in harmony with the Tao, the natural flow of things, embracing simplicity, spontaneity. The idea is that fighting the natural current creates friction, but aligning with it, which is a form of surrender, unlocks ease, effortless action. Wu-wei.
It's amazing how universal these themes are, and the personal stories really bring it home. You mentioned Vanessa Marie North.
Yes, a coach who went through a really tough divorce. She talked about compartmentalizing her life, being terrified of the uncertainty change brought.
And that resistance just made it worse.
It heightened her pain, trapped her in denial. Her breakthrough only came when she consciously chose a different path, one that embraced acceptance. It allowed her to actually feel the discomfort, explore her inner world. Her pain became a catalyst, making her stronger, more resilient. She stopped fighting her reality and started moving with it.
Wow. And the financial planner story. That one was powerful too.
Oh yes, 20 years building a successful business, then a car crash leads to chronic illness, completely disrupting her life.
And she was so attached to that identity, right? Being a successful business owner.
Deeply attached, selling her business felt like total failure. She described being trapped in the illusion of control, thinking sheer willpower could just push through her physical limits. But it only made her suffer more.
So what changed for her?
Eventually, the frustration pushed her to just let go. To let go of all that I thought I knew, as she put it. She became a seeker. And that difficult pivot, what she saw as failure, ended up opening the door to her true purpose, becoming a life coach, a metaphysical expert.
That's incredible.
She had this profound realization: everything happens for me, not to me. A total shift in perspective that brought freedom and joy. The crash wasn't to her. It was for her, guiding her somewhere more authentic.
These stories really echo Viktor Frankl's work, don't they? Logotherapy,
Absolutely. Frankl, surviving the Holocaust, argued that when we can no longer change a situation, we are forced to change ourselves.
Finding meaning, even in the absolute worst circumstances.
Yes, he believed finding meaning is a powerful driver of resilience, turning suffering into achievement, seeing transitions as chances for responsible action. It always comes back to choosing your attitude no matter what's happening externally.
It really underscores that meaning isn't just found, it's often made through our perspective.
Exactly. By connecting with a deeper purpose, you stop feeling like a helpless victim. You transform your perspective, foster resilience, find inner peace. It's about choosing your attitude, always, even when everything feels utterly out of control.
So bringing this all together, letting go of that illusion of control, actively embracing acceptance, it's not weakness at all, is it?
Far from it, it's actually a profound source of grace and strength and resilience.
It opens doors
Yeah.
to growth, transformation. It helps us find lessons even in the pain.
And it's not a one-time event, it's a daily practice, really. Something that transforms our well-being, our relationships, our whole outlook. It's where you find that hidden strength.
It's about accepting and, crucially, working with what life gives you. Not passive resignation, but active engagement with what is.
Knowing that your response, your attitude, that's where your true power really lies.
So let's leave our listeners with something to think about. Consider an area in your life right now where you feel stuck or overwhelmed, where you might be clinging really tightly to a certain outcome, a specific expectation.
Ask yourself, what pain might you be holding on to by resisting reality? By fighting what is?
And then flip it. What gift? Maybe a new creative drive, an unexpected opportunity, a profound sense of freedom? What gift might be waiting for you if you just dared to loosen your grip? If you allowed that thing you're clinging to simply fall apart?
Maybe think about how you could apply just one small step of acceptance in your life this week. Remember, true liberation often comes not from forcing a different reality, but from embracing the one you're in and finding your strength right there within it.